Another point I want to make about staying focused is whenever you are focused, whenever you really do the things that you know you need to do, because whenever you're doing what's very important, whenever you actually can see clearly, this is what's most important to me, and these other things I've been doing are so unimportant they shouldn't even be a part of my day. Whenever you make that distinction and you work towards the things that are very important and you focus on them, then your life you never become confused about life. You never say that there's no meaning or there's nothing to do or you're bored, or even worse, you don't see a point in living. Whenever you see what's important and you know what's important and you focus on it, you will create such a difference in your life. You will create the motivation, you will find a way, you will work towards something great every single time. So why do we set it up in a way? Why do we run our lives in a way that it's like picking up the pieces half the time? You did a little bit here and then you forgot to come back to it, and then you come back to it and you try and finish it. That's a lack of putting the things that's most important to you first. You've got to take a step back initially, see everything that's important, and then work on it. That's why we say whenever we have our own mission, our own journey, our own things that we focus on, we don't alter where we're going for somebody else. We don't change the lane that we're in to let the person behind us get in front. You should be going towards what you want, quickly and with focus. Because you will see problems ahead, you will see where you're going, you will know what's going on whenever you're going towards it. It's a person that's half asleep and hungover from the day before that's driving the car and doesn't even have a place that they're really going to. They're by themselves, they're driving about, they don't have any purpose or meaning or mission. Although they could take a step back and put the most important things first, solve their problems and stay focused, they'd rather ignore them, get caught up in day-to-day things. And those are the people that often have problems, cause problems, etc. If you want to be different, if you want to be someone who's on point, because how often do you hear someone ran their lives so phenomenally, so well, they did everything effectively, and then there's that next bit where they stop doing what they used to do and something bad happens to them, or they got ill very quickly. It wasn't because of something bad just happened to them. It's because they stopped running their lives the way they were supposed to, that got them great results, that got them going where they want to go. If you do that, if you take a step back initially and put what's important in your life, whatever it is, if you need to write it down, write it down. If you just need to think about it, think about it. But there's going to be a point where you don't. You already know what's important. You already go for what you want. So here it is. Whenever you do that, then you won't alter what you're doing. You won't need to. You don't need to question, should I do this today or should I do that? Should I change what I'm doing today because this popped up? You know what's important. You know what you're doing. If you need to change what you're doing because there could be a problem, then you already change it because you know that's too much of a problem. Let's move here and move forward. But 99% of the time, you're just going to be focused on what you're doing. And then you don't need to change. You don't need to move. We think that the people with the most difficulty are the ones that have the most going on because they have to get things completed. It's the opposite way around. The people that don't have much going on don't have any focus and certainty towards where they're going. So whenever someone comes in or passes them with certainty, they're the ones that move and don't know where to go and get confused. Those are the people who make bad decisions in disaster type situations. It's the example of whenever say there's an explosion goes off, or there's as we know, people fucking detonating themselves. Who walks towards somebody who's about to detonate themselves? Because people make those decisions in this life. They walk towards them and try and be friendly and hope to calm that person down. Whenever you're sharp and focused, you run in the opposite direction from those people. But unfortunately, whenever you're not sharp and you're not moving that way, you end up making those bad decisions. You end up not checking every single window in your car before you make a lane change. Those people just look across over and just hope it's going to be alright as they change lanes. It's all those things that make the difference. The sharp and focused person checks everything because they know how important every little factor and detail is, and they go on to the next thing and get it completed. So there again, there's the difference. The person that just about holds on in life and they're going down slowly and gradually and there's not much going on, there's no help there. And then whenever they need the help and they look around and there doesn't look like there's anything there. And somebody who lives across the road is doing all this stuff and they're running it all so well and so effectively. Whenever they don't even need help, there's people coming to support them and do different things. Two same people have the same opportunities. They started at the same level. One person chose to go like this, and this person just let themselves fall down. It takes effort, discipline, consistency, but there's no reason not to do it. If that message is conveyed to you clearly, then your days will be filled. You will be happy. You will be focused. You will have no more confusion or you don't need to question yourself. Not in the way that you don't say, is there a better way? Of course you say, did I do that? Could I have done that better? Should I have done that? What's next? But there's also the flip side where you say, well, I don't know if I should go and do this again, and well, my muscles are sore from yesterday's workout, so I'm not going to work out today. No, the guys that do it and run it right go, I should have been recovered by now. I'm going to go again today to make that second demand to say, this is how we're doing it. This is what I need from myself. And then before you know it, your muscles recover quicker than ever. And then somebody else sees you who's in the opposite position, who's the guy that doesn't run his life well, and then he goes, well, he must be doing something. He must be on something. He's cheating. He has support that I don't have. He had the things that I didn't have. But whenever you really break it down, often the guy had less or the exact same. And there's those people saying, well, he must have had something better, and the other guy started from less than what he had to work to create what he wanted. So there you go. Are you going to be, which guy are you going to be? The person that runs their life well and runs every single detail to perfection and just betters themselves? Or are you going to be the person that just lets life go how it goes? How often have you seen those people? They're the guys that we see 80 years old and they're lonely and no one's around them. They're 30 years old, they're lonely and no one's around them. There's a reason for it, folks. You can change right now. The amazing thing is you can be the 80-year-old and you're going to say, I'm going to join a club, I'm going to do something social, I'm going to drink water on my way to it. At least it was something. At least I tried. At least I showed up. There you go. There's the beginning for you. I've given you the starter, and then you run it how you want to run it.